Alright, so something a little bit different today. As you can see, I'm fully decked out in this. This is a quest to find the worst Christmas film of all time. I think I've done it. First try, looked on Amazon Prime, basically just put in Christmas film, Christmas movies, and this is what it came up with. A Christmas Carol, made this year actually. Why? Do we need another Christmas Carol? We've got one. Alright, we're off to a strong start. Like any good Christmas film, it opens up with Oriental music. I've just noticed that this hat combined with the headphones, not only does it look stupid, it presses down on my brow, so it looks like I'm basically constantly falling asleep.
My name is Bob Cratchit. This is the story of how a person, any person, can change for the better, however hard it may appear to be.
This is like some art student's gritty French piece. Is he meant to be a street urchin? Because he is wearing pristine white clothes and playing a modern recorder. The snow graphics are... they're something. There's no snow on the ground. Why is it showing you it's snowing the whole time? Is Scrooge Satan? Proudly present. They literally put proudly present in this thing. Look at the snow graphics. The snow graphics are not only on the actual film, they're on the bars. They're on the black bars for widescreen. And we get this... what is this? What is this CGI? Is this an animated film now? What's going on? This is horrendous. Alright, this goes on for a while. He is. He's writing in a printed book.
Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead 7 years.
So we have a nun.
Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Scrooge.
Humbug!
What is that?
Humbug!
A humbug, sir. You don't mean that, I am sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Come then. What reason have you to be miserable? You are rich enough.
So it's obviously just went out onto the street and got literally anyone they could find.
Merry Christmas! Huh. A time for finding yourself a year older, but not an hour richer.
But what of charity and peace to all?
Every fool with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding.
There was never a nun in the original. Originally, this was his nephew that came in and said all of this stuff.
But I chose my vocation to serve my faith and help the poor.
And why?
Because I fell in love, not with another, but with the teachings of our Lord Jesus Christ.
So instead of his nephew and his wife, I guess it's a nun and Jesus? Is this bitch fucking Jesus? He has risen. Why is every shot a close-up? Can we have a wide shot, please? Can we have any kind of shot apart from a close-up? Jesus! So you'll begin to notice his little tics that he does. This actor, he has these little tics where he just pulls these weird faces. Like, you'll be going through a scene, he'll just...
So began my journey home for Christmas, where Mrs. Cratchit and our darling little Lucy awaited my arrival on this most magical of days, the eve before Christmas.
I can't, not with this again. Not with... Those are great modern shoes. Why do we get a second CGI introduction? Why do we get a second journey through the streets of CGI London? I didn't want to do it the first time. I don't want to do it a second time.
Oh, how I wish I had the means to make little Lucy well again. Who knows how many Christmases we may share
Little
with her.
Lucy. Wait. Has Tiny Tim been replaced by a dog? Is Little Lucy the dog? I swear, if Tiny Tim has been replaced by a dog called Little Lucy, I'm finishing this video now. I'm not watching the rest of this film. Why would you take a main character?
Please let this not be our last.
Yeah, they cut to the dog again. There's his CGI house, which is on fire. Bob Cratchit lives in a burning down house. That's how poor he is. That's the only place he can afford. He's got a nice little house, like, in London. Not in the woods. Definitely in London, that place. But he's so poor, the only house he could afford was a little cottage that is constantly on fire. Wait. Okay, that's Lucy. Not the dog, which they cut to twice when he said Little Lucy. It's the girl stroking the dog. Ugh. It's on his chin. He's got goop on his chin. I can't with the CGI. Is that meant to be smoke? That's meant to be smoke. There he is, old Bob Marley. Jacob Marley. That's way too realistic. That's way too realistic. They literally just recorded him snoring. Presumably this is the first Ghost of Christmas Past. And she appears while he's squeezing out a particularly difficult shit, apparently.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold?
That is not her breathing out. That's a dude.
I am.
She's wearing modern makeup. My god, the camera work. Oh. Alright, that's better. Why could they only shoot the top of that building? They literally half the screen is sky, and then half of it is just the top like floor of that building. It's definitely a much bigger building. Why could they not shoot the entirety of that building? Was there a sign on it or something? Somebody find out what that building is and why they could only shoot like the top floor. Someone tell me.
My school! I was a boy here.
He is way too excited to be at that school.
Your lip is trembling. And what is that upon your cheek?
What is that upon your cheek? That up there. On your cheek.
The school is not quite deserted. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there still. Behold, your beloved sister.
His sister's just awful. I mean, just awful. Have you ever been to a school play? We are the three kings, and we come to bring gifts for the baby Jesus.
Father is so much kinder than he used to be. He sent me to bring you home for Christmas, and we can be together forever and have the merriest time in all the world.
I love that.
Where am I?
She just I thought this was going to be like, she transports him somewhere and that's like the effect that they chose to show that like, oh, he's in a new strange place. No, they just applied the effect and they couldn't figure out how to turn it off.
Why do we stand here?
Can we stop having close-ups? The whole film is... This is the whole film. This is it. This is the whole film.
The power of love within this first tale. Behold,
They say, you never know what you have until you lose it.
Alright, so this bit's weird. This bit we go back, we go forward. I don't know where we're going. We're going forward in time to a modern day hospital where this kid is waiting for a heart transplant.
But in order for me to live, someone else must die.
What is going on? This has nothing to do with A Christmas Carol. This was never in the original. Charles Dickens never wrote, and then we flash forward to 2020 where a kid is waiting in a hospital for a heart transplant. They're not even in beds. They're not in neighbouring beds. She's next to a fire extinguisher. What is that cake? The conditions in this hospital are terrible. They don't even put them in beds. They just go, right, here's a wheelchair, you sit there, you sit in that corner, we'll put you next to a fire extinguisher. You can't move. Yeah, we'll give you something to do. He's been working on that equation for like, what, 2 days now? So you notice that everything about this girl is hearts. He's waiting for a heart, she's wearing heart jewellery, she's got heart rubber. That's what we call erasers. Not what you call rubbers. She's trying to cheer him up and that's the face she chooses. Alright, yeah, so it appears like she died and he got her heart, and then it's revealed through a newspaper that she didn't die, and the heart he got was from his heart surgeon, who did die. Alright, moving on. That had nothing to do with the Christmas Carol. That was just, I don't know what they were going for there.
Spirit, show me no more.
Yeah, show me no more.
These are shadows of the things that have been.
The lightning follows Scrooge throughout this film. Is he Thor? Is Scrooge Thor? The lightning literally followed him inside.
And the snow lay around upon.
Alright, so we've got the Ghost of Christmas Present now, and this guy's actually my favourite thing of the entire film.
I am the Ghost of Christmas Present. You have never seen the like of me before.
Never.
Really?
So we're at Bob Cratchit's house again, which is still on fire apparently. You can even hear it inside. Look, it's crackling. There's little Lucy and her owner.
Lucy was as good as gold when I last took her to church. She thinks the strangest things you ever heard.
Is his wife mute?
She told
She never
me
talks. She never talks.
Look down there.
Jesus fuck.
Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's, and they cling to me, appealing from their fathers. This boy is ignorance. This girl is want. Beware of them both, but most of all, beware this boy, for on his brow I see that written is doom.
In the original, this scene was very poignant and very powerful. The Edward Woodward scene with the Ghost of Christmas Present, where he shows him these two children, it's very powerful and something that I think still resonates with me to this day and still applies. To see one of my favourite scenes in this entire film just done like this. So remember the scene in the original where he goes to the graveyard and it's very spooky and very very dramatic, very atmospheric. Well, here's an old man lost in a graveyard. Don't worry, the nurse will be along soon. She'll collect him. Come on, Mr. Scrooge, back to the hospital with you. You know you shouldn't be wandering around. This is the fourth time this week. Let's get you back into bed. Jesus Christ, Death. At least iron your robes.
I am in the presence of the Ghost of Christmas yet to come.
Do you just naturally talk to people like that? When you meet someone new, it's like, am I in the presence of Mr. Smith?
The night is waning fast. Lead on, Spirit.
The night? Oh, you mean that filter you put on a bright, summery day? This is the best shot bit of the whole film.
Mercy, good heavens! What is this?
Alright, is it night or is it day? Make up your mind.
And he took a child and set him in the midst of them.
His wife's still not said anything.
I went to see her, the place where she rests. I wish you could have gone. It would have done you good to see how green a place it was. I promised her that I would walk there every Sunday.
Charles Dickens is rolling in his grave. In fact, no, Charles Dickens is climbing out of his grave to slap everyone who ever made this. Little Lucy didn't say a single thing throughout the whole movie. His wife and his child are mute. I'm convinced of it. Well, now little Lucy's kind of mute forever, but...
Spirit, something informs me that our parting moment is at hand.
It's a zombie film now? You knew that they were really proud of that shot. You're like, oh, that looks really spooky. Look at that heavy rain. It is raining so much. It's pouring it down. It never gets any wetter.
Does everything happen for a reason, Spirit?
Death is supposed to be ominous and spooky. I just get the feeling that Death is like mentally handicapped. It's like, is this true, Spirit? What is this? Where the fuck are we now? What's happening? 1915. Why are we in Pennsylvania? Alright, we got subtitles. Do we have subtitles or not? Very official looking document there. Alright, so this is another one of those scenes where it has nothing to do with A Christmas Carol. This is just something that they decided to slip in. She's going to collect her dead brother's body from Liverpool. And then she's going to return home. And she gets driven to New York, I guess, and there he is, there's Scrooge, although he's not playing Scrooge at the moment. It's very obvious that they only had like 6 actors to work with in this film. That's a nice modern polo shirt. Everyone's wearing modern clothes, even in 1795 or 1915. They might as well just call this an anachronismus carol. Shut up, it works. As you can tell by this glorious American flag dripping over this barrel, she's definitely an American now, as you can see. Ah, yes, the old A4 sheet directing you to Broadway. If you've ever been to America, you'll know that that is 100% accurate. Alright, so she gets mugged, they attack her, they take her money, and they pour tomato ketchup on her head. She has to go to hospital. What is it with this film and hospitals? We've gone to the future twice, and we've had 4 characters being in the hospital. Alright, so she finds out that Soldier Boy isn't dead, and he's due to release a hit single in about 80 years. And so she rips up her ticket from New York to Liverpool, and it turns out that the ticket was for the Lusitania, which ultimately sinks. And so again, that had nothing to do with A Christmas Carol.
Let me have faith in the good Lord Jesus Christ.
So they've taken A Christmas Carol and made it all about Jesus. Christmas isn't about Jesus.
Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me.
Great modern curtains.
I don't know what to do. I'm as light as a feather. Happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy.
It's very obvious that he should be skipping around in this scene. They've got an extremely small set. They must be stood in like a 3x3 box, and they're just like, okay, when we film, do not move around because we will not be able to track you. So do your lines, sit in this chair or stand here, and do not move.
It's Christmas Day. The spirits have done it all in one night.
He's talking to a robin. He's lost it. He's lost it. So have I at this point. I've given up. I've lost my damn mind watching this film. I've lost the will to live.
Of course they can. Of course they can.
The prize turkey in the butcher shop. I'll send it to Bob Cratchit.
He's gone mental. He's gone absolutely mental.
And Merry Christmas to you.
My dear Mr. Scrooge.
Allow me to ask your pardon.
That's not how money... You know what? Who cares? Who gives a flying fuck at this point? Is that £15? I know that a lot of my viewers are in America and you may not know this, but we don't have a £15 note. I don't think we ever have. So the only explanation is that they've gone out and got fake money for denominations that we don't even have. It's like they're trying to ruin this film. Job well done.
I'm very sorry, sir. I'm behind my time.
Sorry, are you?
They really love that echo sound effect.
I'm going to raise your salary.
He looks so pleased. I'm going to raise your salary.
We will discuss your affairs this very afternoon over a Christmas bowl of smoking bishop.
They're going to smoke a bowl.
And so, as little Lucy observed, God blesses everyone.
Fuck off, Snow. Alright, so this is video 1 on my quest to find the worst ever Christmas film of all time, and I think you'll agree we're off to a flying start. Can we get worse than this? I have no idea. If you did like this video, please like, subscribe, all that stuff that all YouTubers say. And please join me again as we search for another film that will make me lose my mind and my will to live. I have to watch these things, so the least you could do is join me on my spiral into madness. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'll see you next time, hopefully.